Then the heavy music died. The heavy double doors are open very wide, but I am sitting quietly in the heavy velvet seat, refusing to walk out into the heavy midnight street. The massive silver screen is a heavy glowing white, illuminating the heavy dust inside the heavy light. The smell of heavy sugar is hanging in the air. I'm a heavy phantom in a heavy empty chair. The heavy projector is humming from the back, shining a heavy beam through the heavy velvet black. The heavy illusion is completely washed away, but I am not ready for the heavy coming day. Lost inside the shadows of the empty cinema, a heavy quiet space where the heavy endings are. Staring at the heavy in the glowing blank screen, the most heavy tragic movie that I've never seen. In the heavy glow, nowhere else to go. Heavy velvet red inside my heavy head. The cleaner hasn't come with the heavy plastic broom. I am the only master of the heavy dark room. I listen to the heavy echo of the heavy silent hall, a heavy isolation that is beautiful and tall. I pretend a heavy story is playing in my mind, leaving all the heavy real memories behind. I project my heavy sorrow on the heavy white wall, waiting for the heavy in the quiet final call. The heavy projector is humming from the back, shining a heavy beam through the heavy velvet black. The heavy illusion is completely washed away, but I'm not ready for the heavy coming day. Lost inside the shadows of the empty cinema, a heavy quiet space where the heavy endings are. Staring at the heavy in the glowing blank screen, the most heavy tragic movie that I've never seen. The heavy silver screen is a heavy open door, but my heavy feet are glued to the sticky heavy floor. The real world outside is too heavy and too bright. I just wanna live inside the heavy fake light. The heavy light bulb flickers and finally goes dark, leaving me completely with no heavy guiding mark. The pitch black heavy silence wraps around my face, a heavy perfect ending in a heavy empty space. Lost inside the shadows of the empty cinema, a heavy quiet space where the heavy endings are. Staring at the heavy in the glowing blank screen, the most heavy tragic movie that I've never seen. Fade to black. Roll the credits. Empty seats. the helipad, the highest heavy point that the city ever had. The wind is pushing heavy and freezing on my chest, high above the heavy millions who are laying in their rest. The red aviation beacon is blinking in the dark, leaving on the heavy clouds a solitary mark. I walk towards the heavy and the terrifying edge, looking down the heavy in the vertical steep ledge. The city is a heavy glowing motherboard of light, a beautiful heavy grid burning through the night. I'm entirely disconnected from the heavy street below, a solitary watcher where the heavy eagles go. Floating on the roof of the heavy sky machine, the most heavy isolation that I have ever seen. Touching the heavy void of the heavy atmosphere, breathing in the heavy and the solitary clear. Above the cloud, far away from the crowd. Vertigo is deep, watching the city sleep. The traffic looks like heavy tiny rivers made of gold, a heavy flowing story that is beautifully old. I spread my heavy arms and I close my heavy eyes, merging completely with the heavy midnight skies. No heavy helicopters are coming down at night, just a heavy silence and the heavy blinking light. The gravity is pulling but I'm standing very still, a heavy monument of a heavy quiet will. The city is a heavy glowing motherboard of light, a beautiful heavy grid burning through the night. I'm entirely disconnected from the heavy street below, a solitary watcher where the heavy eagles go. Floating on the roof of the heavy sky machine, the most heavy isolation that I have ever seen. Touching the heavy void of the heavy atmosphere, breathing in the heavy and the solitary clear. Above the heavy and the terrifying drop, wishing that the heavy spinning of the world would stop. If I took a heavy step, I would turn into a bird, a heavy falling secret that is never ever heard. But I just step back into the heavy center ring, the heavy invisible and a heavy silent king. The roof is my heavy and my solitary throne, where I can be magnificently heavily alone. Floating on the roof of the heavy sky machine, the most heavy isolation that I have ever seen. Touching the heavy void of the heavy atmosphere, breathing in the heavy and the solitary clear. Red light blinking, don't look down. Walking down the heavy aisle of perfectly aligned glass, watching my reflection in the frozen windows past. The fluorescent lights are buzzing with the heavy sterile glare. There is absolutely nobody breathing in this air. Thousands of the colorful and heavy plastic squares, waiting for somebody who never really cares. I am pushing on the car with the slow and heavy grace, a solitary ghost inside a heavy market space. The speakers softly playing a heavy faded tune, hidden from the heavy light of the midnight moon. The colors of the packages are melting in my mind, leaving the organic, heavy, messy world behind. Lost inside the aisles of the 24-hour store, staring at the heavy tiles upon the polished floor, surrounded by abundance, but I'm totally alone. A heavy, quiet kingdom made of plastic and of bone. Underneath the light, wonder in the night, wonder in the night. Cold air from the fridge, crossing a heavy bridge. The barcodes are a heavy secret language of the dead, echoing inside the heavy silence on my head. I pick a heavy apple and I put it in the wire. I have lost the feeling of a heavy, deep desire. At the checkout counter stands a heavy, sleepy boy, looking at the scanner like a broken little toy. The heavy, sudden beep is the only human sound, anchoring my heavy soul to the artificial ground. Speakers softly playing a heavy, faded tune, hidden from the heavy light of the midnight moon. The colors of the packages are melting in my mind, leaving the organic, heavy, messy world behind. Lost inside the aisles of the 24-hour store, staring at the heavy tiles upon the polished floor, surrounded by abundance, but I'm totally alone. A heavy, quiet kingdom made of plastic and of bone. The automatic doors slide open to the heavy dark. I push the empty cart across the painted heavy mark. The parking lot is empty and the heavy air is cold. I'm carrying a heavy bag of things I cannot hold. I bought a heavy bottle of a heavy dark wine, just to prove to someone that I'm doing completely fine. But I just wanna lay right down upon the heavy floor and never ever exit through the automatic door. Lost inside the aisles of the 24-hour store, staring at the heavy tiles upon the polished floor, surrounded by abundance, but I'm totally alone. A heavy, quiet kingdom made of plastic and of bone. Aisles number 3, checkout line, plastic bags. Spinning a heavy track, never looking back. Sitting in the heavy booth above a sleeping town, Sliding all the heavy metal fader slowly down. The red sign is glowing on the padded heavy wall. I am broadcasting the heavy and the silent lonely call, speaking softly to the heavy microphone of gold, telling all the heavy stories that were never told. Looking at the heavy skyline through the double glass, watching all the heavy clouds in the darkness pass. Are you listening to me in your heavy lonely car? Are you looking up at the heavy lonely star? The frequency is reaching out across the heavy night, an invisible and heavy and electronic flight, broadcasting to the void on the midnight radio, talking to the people that I will never really know. Sending out my heavy voice into the empty space, a solitary ghost without a body or a face. Through the heavy static, something cinematic. Spinning a heavy track, never looking back. The phone lines are heavy and completely dead and still. I am playing heavy jazz to cure a heavy chill. The turntable is spinning in a heavy endless round, creating a sanctuary of a heavy velvet sound. I wonder if the taxi drivers hear my heavy breath, dancing on the border of the heavy sleep and death. A lighthouse of audio for the heavy broken hearts, waiting for the morning when the heavy city starts. Are you listening to me in your heavy lonely car? Are you looking up at the heavy lonely star? The frequency is reaching out across the heavy night, an invisible and heavy and electronic flight, broadcasting to the void on the midnight radio, talking to the people that I will never really know. Sending out my heavy voice into the empty space, a solitary ghost without a body or a plastic groove, watching all the heavy little digital meters move. I whisper a heavy secret just to see if you are there, but nothing comes back through the heavy midnight air. The transmission is a heavy one-way lonely street, a heavily wrapped package that is never quite complete. I'll keep the heavy transmitter glowing in the dark until the heavy morning light extinguishes the spark. bunk inside the sleeper train, listening to the heavy rhythm of the midnight rain. The iron wheels are crushing down upon the heavy track, taking me away and never ever bringing back. The corridor is empty and bathed in yellow light. I am sliding smoothly through the belly of the night, passing heavy forest and heavy sleeping towns, where the heavy darkness completely swallows and it drowns. The window is a heavy and a freezing black screen, reflecting the ghost of the heavy things I've seen. No destination matters and the origin is gone. I am just a heavy shadow traveling until the dawn. Rolling through the void on the heavy iron rail, inside a metal capsule of a heavy lonely tale, suspended in the motion, disconnected from the earth, waiting in the dark for a heavy quiet birth. Heavy quiet birth. Behind the heavy door, miles drop away, nothing left to say. The tea is shaking softly in the heavy metal glass, watching all the heavy invisible shadows pass. I lock the heavy door and turn a heavy little key, protecting the solitary heavy part of me. The crossing lights flash red across my heavy tired face, a temporary color in a heavy empty space. I surrender my body to the heavy swaying beat, wrapped inside the heavy and the solitary heat. The window is a heavy and a freezing black screen, reflecting the ghost of the heavy things I've seen. No destination matters and the origin is gone. I am just a heavy shadow traveling until the dawn. Rolling through the void on the heavy iron rail, inside a metal capsule of a heavy lonely tale, suspended in the motion, disconnected from the earth, waiting in the dark for a heavy quiet birth. For a heavy quiet birth. Every heavy bridge we cross is a heavy sigh. Every heavy tunnel is a heavy blind eye. I want this heavy journey to stretch into the years, to outrun the heavy sadness and the heavy deep fears. Between the heavy stations there is absolute peace, where the heavy obligations finally release. I don't want to arrive at the heavy morning light, I just want to ride inside this heavy, headless light. Inside a metal capsule of a heavy lonely tale, suspended in motion, disconnected from the earth, waiting in the dark for a heavy quiet birth. Next station, heavy wheels keep moving. down the heavy stairs into the concrete vein, hiding from the heavy cold and heavy falling rain. The heavy dirty tiles are stretching in a line, covered up in heavy tags and heavy spray paint sign. The heavy fluorescent bulb is blinking with a buzz, showing me the heavy things that never ever was. My heavy leather boots are echoing around, a heavy, terrifying and completely lonely sound. The heavy ceiling vibrates from a heavy car above, a heavy cold tunnel with a heavy lack of love, a heavy liminal portal beneath the sleeping street, where the heavy shadows and the heavy phantoms meet. Lost inside the tunnel of the heavy underpass, walking through the heavy dirt and heavy broken glass, buried in the heavy throat of the concrete sleeping beast, walking to a heavy and completely silent east. Oh, in the yellow light, deep, deep, deep inside the night. Heavy drops of rain, echo in the brain. The corridor is long and the heavy end is dark. I am leaving just a heavy and a temporary mark. A heavy piece of paper is blowing on the ground, dancing to the heavy and the solitary sound. I stop inside the middle of the heavy long tube, trapped inside a heavy and a geometric cube. If nobody is watching, do I heavy really exist? Fading out completely in the heavy concrete mist. The heavy ceiling vibrates from a heavy car above, a heavy cold tunnel with a heavy lack of love, a heavy liminal portal beneath the sleeping street, where the heavy shadows and the heavy phantoms meet. Lost inside the tunnel of the heavy underpass, walking through the heavy dirt and heavy broken glass, buried in the heavy throat of the concrete sleeping beast, walking to a heavy and completely silent east. Fingertips upon a heavy wall, waiting for a heavy voice to give a heavy call. There is no heavy entrance and no heavy exit door, just a heavy endless walking on a heavy dirty floor. I'm caught inside the heavy space between the here and there, breathing in the heavy in the subterranean air. I don't want to emerge into the heavy world above. I want to stay buried in this heavy concrete glass. Heavy broken glass, buried in the heavy throat of the concrete sleeping beast, walking to a heavy and completely silent east. Concrete walls, blinking light, heavy steps. Concrete walls.